Hey, welcome to MixLife. This is MixLife number 70. Got Concrete here. Adam's hanging out. Just keeping at it, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Uh, Doing some development right now. We got hurricanes like crazy in the Atlantic, so it's crazy time. Like stock up on water, thinking about how I'm gonna vape during hurricanes and shit. So that's my half month, and then we got some projects going on. We got Vegas coming up. So we're all locking in Vegas stuff. If you guys haven't seen the promo, everybody's there. It's all the big players in the vape industry, and then your little guys in the DIY industry got our logo in there. So that's super cool. It's just making the point that DIY is a part of the industry, and that we're gonna keep making noise. I remember when we started, all the vape guys would like I'd ask them questions on Facebook and they'd just throw me shade, just pure shade. Like dudes that own big brands and stuff, you ask them a question and they're just like, what do you want? Nah, I don't have time for this. You're just like, oh, dude. So it's cool to be labeled up in Vegas, e-juice makers brand, getting showcased. All our team, we have the biggest team representing there, you know?
Yeah,
So
it should be a good time overall. Did you get the request for goofy photos? Like I'm this close to just stripping, like taking my shirt off and dumping a bunch of flavors on myself and taking like a glamour shot on the floor, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
yeah, do it. Do it. Fuck it. I couldn't. I sent over like an okay photo of me fishing, which is like a non-professional photo, and I was like, that's what they're gonna get. And then I sent the logos early because I knew there might be something going on where our logo could get shown. So that worked out.
Yeah, the photo I have that I sent to Bryson for my official bio technically is me shirtless, even though you can't see underneath, and it's very artistic. I'm a very artistic mixer, so I figured it fit in pretty well.
And he's saying autistic. The word he's saying is autistic.
Yeah, no, I'm super autistic. And thanks for stopping in and all. It's okay. I don't blame anybody for bailing out. This is where we are right now.
And we're only 1 minute in, 5 minutes. Yeah, we're just
Yeah,
getting started.
usually we get like into at least 3 minutes before people get disgusted and turn it off. So we're losing our touch. Or getting better at turning people off, which is also a marketable skill.
We're clearing off the weak links.
Separating the wheat from the chaff.
That's right.
No, and Hall is definitely not the chaff. N Hall is the guy who sent me bone marrow and bacon from Flavor Art. So I will forever be indebted for that.
Was bone marrow any good?
No, it tasted like really thin beef stock, but you made it with a whole bunch of like just handfuls and handfuls of Italian parsley for some reason.
Interesting.
It was very bitter. It was a very bitter flavor, but it suited me because I am in fact also very bitter. So no, no, and all is good even if he just bailed on us. He just big timed us.
It happens. Yeah, we're here. I'm wearing my Mickey Mouse mom shirt. This is great.
Ah, sexy.
It's supposed to say original M&M, but it looks like mom. And my kids got it for me at Disney. So I support this original mom shirt around. It's one of those kid shirts. You got to wear it. So representing.
Oh, that's fantastic. You got like a world's best mom shirt for a present. So that's awesome.
And then I forgot I was wearing it. And I'm at Walmart last night, like 9 o'clock. So Walmart, 9 o'clock. It's dark out. Everyone's on like strapped up alert attitude guard, right? So all these people are like walking around throwing shade at me and I'm throwing it back. Like, what are you looking at? We're shopping, right? Because you got to have a little guard up at late night at Walmart. And then I get home and I'm like, shit, I'm wearing my Mickey Mouse shirt. And I was throwing all these like what up, Vato, looks. And then I realized I'm wearing the Mickey Mouse, to which I realized that like I would probably be more disturbed by the Mickey Mouse dad throwing me like I'll mess you up looks than like the person that looks like it. Because that would mess with me. I'd be like, oh man, he's in a Mickey Mouse shirt, but he looks like he's down to fight.
I'm not sure if Southern Florida Walmarts are the same as Southern Walmarts, but I actually spent a summer doing overnights stalking at a Walmart supercenter. And yeah, Walmart at night, especially in the South, is a very interesting place.
Yeah, it is. Like it was real busy too. For like 9 o'clock at night, it looked like a 7-Eleven during rush hour traffic busy. I'm like, man, there's a lot of people here late. But so I'm stocking up on water before everybody else. I got all the waters.
Have you just like built your own Doppler radar station at this point?
Okay, so here's what's cool is that Facebook and all its stupid wisdom thinks it knows what I like to hear about, right? And because of all the hurricane stuff last year, all the guys that are like see first on my feed are hurricane guys, and they don't post, so there's nothing. And then all of a sudden my feed is just like a weather center where I'm getting everything. Like I got 2 or 3 different weather guys that update all the time. But last year I knew about the hurricane a week before everybody else. So I'd already reserved rooms. I was getting water on Labor Day, and there's people behind me looking at me like I'm an asshole, right? And then that's Sunday. So that's Monday. That's Sunday. There's a Category 5 hurricane coming through, and you can't get gas or water or anything. But on that Labor Day, I'm checking out. They're getting like a 12-pack of beer, some hot dogs. They're going to go party. And I've got like 6 cases of water, charcoal, lighter fluid, like supply stuff, right?
Yeah, you're just straight on your end of the world shit, and they're all like down on this level. Like, how do I get through this weekend with my fucking in-laws? And you're planning.
Right. And then 6 or 7 days later, all the water's gone. Like all the water. Like you go to Target and there's just maybe like 4 bottles of Gatorade left. And that's it. And then all the food's gone. So like Walmart, all the meat gone. Like all the meat from eggs down to like sandwich meat gone. Like it is an eerie fucking thing to go into a grocery store that's only like 1/10 full. Like I'm in Orlando. It's Orlando, right? Orlando Walmart has one $10 grill. That's the only grill they have.
See, at that point, you're just making a grill out of like a fucking coffee can or something. Like it's dire times.
I woke up in Orlando, could barely like stand up, tired, morning groggy, immediately get in my car and drive for like 30 minutes to buy 2 5-gallon gas tank cans because there was a pallet of them at a Lowe's, and it's the only gas cans in all Orlando. So like that's breakfast. So it just gets weird. It's a weird time in my life this month. So I may be here, I may not. But I'm here today. So
well, I'm happy you're here, but yeah, if we do have any hurricane related drama, first of all, I hope that everything is safe on your end. And then you will at least see my big dumb head show up on your screen for a while around noon on MixLife Sundays.
Nice.
Yes.
And by the way, if you guys, anybody watching, if you're in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, this thing is fucking vicious. It's coming in Thursday to Friday this week. And some of the models show it just hovering for like the entire weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and even Tuesday, raining on the coast of South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. So they're saying 25 inches of rain. That alone is going to mess things up. So like you have initial hurricane coming in, and then you have the rain that could flood. So if you guys live on the coast and you're watching this, head west sooner than later.
Yeah, take care, be safe, all that other stuff. I mean, like I've been inundated with wildfire smoke all summer, but I am very happy living inland when I hear all these stories.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk some good vaping stuff. I am working on a grapefruit guava. I'm working on a fruit punch. I am working on a honeycomb cream. I am working on a banana nut bread. And I'm working on a grape pixie stick. And I have a rum base that's pretty much like golden. And that's going to come out with a new release soon. And uh, like 35, 40 plus one shots are in the works somewhere, places. So
Big tings in general.
big things in general. And then just Vegas is a big deal. Like it's a lot of big deals because it brings chefs together with Liquid Barn, DIY or Die with e-juice makers all in the same building. So there's a lot of good possibilities. We're hoping to walk away with some new deals, new projects, new business clients.
Some sexual harassment charges.
Yeah, definitely. GoFundMe e-juice makers bail is set up for our more deplorable teammates that are gonna hang out.
Shout out to Chris DVR. I've got a whole like laundry list of mixes that I've been working on, but about to dig into Vape Train chocolates. So that's going to be a fun week. I got to start testing some of those.
I think Wayne found the golden ticket chocolate, and I think it's one of the variations that isn't glamour chocolate from Delosi, because Wayne got a Delosi all the flavor package, right? An entire line. And then like a couple days ago, he was like, I think I figured out golden ticket chocolate, right? Well, it's not Vape Train. Vape Train wasn't around.
Yeah.
And I doubt it's one-on-one, but it could be Delosi is like who these guys went with a chocolate years ago. But I don't think it's glamour chocolate. I think it's one of these other, they have like a milk chocolate. They have like a creamy white chocolate. Like, so they have a few, and that's what I suspect. So if you're crazy about chocolates, I'd probably grab those before he announces, and then they're all sold out everywhere. So.
Yeah, for the Vape Train chocolates, I messed around with them a little bit. The one thing I've found out so far is that Vape Train's white chocolate base just makes my blood boil because it's a really good white chocolate flavor that you can barely taste even at 10%. So that's what I'm going into these reviews. Like that was my baseline. So we'll see how it ends up working out.
Do you have Decadent Vapor white chocolate?
I don't think I have their white chocolate. No.
It's good. It was really good. I don't know when I got it, but I used it all up, and it was like kind of what you want in a white chocolate, where there's not too much flavor there. It's just kind of like it was right. It was that right texture.
Well, and then if you're looking at white chocolates, Flavor West white chocolate for me is better than TPA just because TPA tastes like straight black pepper, but Flavor West has that mustiness to it that you don't necessarily want. It's a little bit harder to use. So yeah, that's why I was psyched about that Vape Train white chocolate. Like smelling it smells like spot on to what you want a white chocolate to do. It's maybe just slightly fruity. It's waxy. It's a little bit rich. There isn't anything too funky going on, but yeah, I can't get it to come through cleanly. And I've taken it all the way up to like 10, 12%, and it doesn't come through all the way. So that's been a bummer so far.
You've inspired me. I'm gonna make a chocolate mousse mix. I just love Liquid Barn vanilla ice cream. That flavor, I would argue, is your best ice cream base because people are different about what ice cream they like. Like some people like real spicy vanilla beans. Some like, fake ass vanilla, French vanilla, whatever. So I like the Liquid Barn vanilla base, and then you talking about the chocolates reminded me of the chocolate mousse. and I didn't have the Liquid Barn base when I was testing the Moose. So I'm going to go back and mix some up. So have you tried that one? Have you tried the Moose? That shit is impressive. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was just going to type out a message in chat. No, Keith Wilson in the chat just wanted to say a massive thank you to all you guys and girls that do mixing shows. It took me a year of watching and building up the nerve to jump in and try DIY. Awesome to have you here, man. Yeah, welcome to the fold. It's really like you can go so far down the rabbit hole with this shit, but like at the end of the day, it's just adding stuff to bottles and not paying, $20 for 60 milliliters of juice. So it's awesome to have you on board. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to have you, and I get stories like that, things like that. We have some older gals that watch us. We're very popular with senior citizens, which it's funny, but it's also like these are people that have been through some crazy shit. If you think about their lifetime, and then in their lifetime, cigarettes went from being the cultural norm to being something that isn't really cool anymore. And then for vaping to help them be able to like live, if they live an extra 5 years, that's a little more, it's almost more valuable feeling, I think, and you only got, that being able to buy some time when you're already a little older, that's cool. And then if our recipes help, we always forget that shit because we're so into flavors and so into like the development of the flavoring and things. We forget that every single customer is a potential person who is dying of cigarettes that we're helping. There's people that don't like the vape shop juice, or like the DIY is the only way they could vape, either price wise or flavoring wise, or even like PG allergy, or even nicotine level, like all these different things that DIY offers. There's got to be, out of 100 people that DIY that we've helped, there's some in there that probably would be smokers if we didn't do what we did. So that's cool. That's exciting.
Yeah, and like no matter how little credit or how much credit like you want to take for any of that, like it's cool getting people on board with vaping, and then it's really cool showing people that, hey, guess what? You can do this too. None of us are all this have any sort of special skill that lets us be the only people adding flavors to bottles.
Right. Yeah, I think it's really cool. And then if you guys maybe you are new, like Keith was, go back and start at MixLife 1 and just work your way up, because that's probably your best like course available right now, because you get so many layers of different mixers talking about different topics that if by the time you finish these 70 hours, you're going to be,
you're going to be awesome at mixing and also completely tired of seeing us talk about things. So.
Yeah, you're going to hate us.
You're going to start hating us around like the show 20 mark. And then you just hate watch the last 50 after that.
Yeah, you're not a real MixLife fan if you've never seen Dave vape cheese, Concrete take his shirt off, or I'm sure there's more, but those are the two highlights. Those are fun. Those are good clips.
And then you can just chart the general level of apathy and exhaustion, like rising and cresting like waves over each individual cast member. It's all sorts of fun.
There's a MixLife. It's the only MixLife that's 2 parts, right? And Koppel goes literally nuts. That's the only way to describe it. We're all doing this show. Everything's fine. And then he's like, what's that sound? Do you guys hear that? And then he kills the broadcast. And we're all like, we didn't hear anything.
He's getting raided by the FBI for something.
So like, and then we play it back and there's nothing. There's no sound. So he looks insane. So if you want to go watch a fun clip, go find the MixLife that's 2 parts. It's like 40 something, whatever. And just watch him freak out. Like, good stuff.
The episode where Koppel thinks the feds finally showed up to shut down his underground like cockfighting ring.
Yeah, see, so Keith watched every MixLife episode. So that's 70 hours of, you can pull a ton of stuff. Like I give out all kinds of tips through here, and I don't have to worry because you got to dig really hard to like put them all together. Sub Vapes is one to worry about. He's digging. He's putting it all together.
Yeah, I'm a little scared there. Have you ever heard of a lemon drizzle? Early in the chat, he asked for a lemon drizzle vape, and I haven't Googled it yet. I haven't got any follow up on what the hell a lemon drizzle actually is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but if it's anything close to like a lemon head, it's going to be that sour tart lemon. There's got to be something out there for lemon head. Like, I don't mess with sour vapes too much, but is there a good lemon head replica out there?
I just Googled lemon drizzle and it's all like cakes with a lemon drizzle. So I'm assuming that's not what he's talking about. So I don't know. You'll have to clarify before we can make something up that maybe sounds plausible.
You can start with lemon meringue pie, and then
okay, it's a specific kind of lemon cake then.
Yeah, so start with lemon meringue pie, yellow cake, and then play with the lemon tartness to taste like what you're looking for with the different lemons, like lemon Sicily and lemonades. You could use lemonades to get a different taste. But you could use pound cake. You could use Capella cake for like a little. And then there's other cakes from Flavor West that got no love. Concrete and I are like the only two people that bought them. But there's like a white cake. There's a birthday cake. There's a wedding cake. They're all they appear to be less grimy because they don't turn black after a month or two. So there's something to it.
They're saying Effie lemon in the chat. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like if you want like an actual drizzle, you're gonna have to worry about getting like a cake base, which you can skin that cat however you want to skin it. I don't care about my health, so I'd use Flavor West yellow cake, but that's me. And then for the lemon, you're gonna want to stick with something like Dave's saying, like Flavor Express lemon. Like you want like a high kind of separated lemon flavor, and then you want to try to inject some kind of texture in it. And it sounds weird, but you might get some of the effect from like the new FA Candy Jammy Wizard or like Capella's Jelly Candy or something, because what you're going for is a layering effect, because you want like a denser cake base and then you want a higher lemon and you want some textural component in the middle of there so it gives the lemon something to latch onto.
Good advice. They're saying Flavora pound cake. You could do that. If you were developing for a commercial, that would get pricey.
The sticky drizzly icing E. I like that. I like people making up words. Icing E. Lemon part of it. I'm trying lemonade with various lemons at the moment. Yeah. Try like Cap Lemon Sicily, Flavor West, lemon meringue pie. Those are both good. Effie lemon if you need some extra lemon punch. And then if you want just a drizzle, like seriously start looking at like candy texturizers, just so you can get some like thickness and body to it without necessarily bringing in any kind of creams.
Yeah, you could increase your sweetener to create the syrupy kind of feeling.
Yeah, extra sucralose would seriously help there too. Like citruses are hard because it's hard to get a citrus to work right and have some body to it. So you got to do a lot of messing around with it. See, chat's full of great suggestions. We're mostly superfluous on our own show.
Yeah, we're going to post the Hangout link. You guys can take it from here. That'd be funny just to post the link and see who shows up. It turned into that fucking that dick chat loop thing where you catch the surprise dicks. That's who it joined.
Yeah, no, somebody's just gonna start spamming some dick pics if we do that. Like, I wouldn't be opposed, but yeah, it'd have to be taken off the YouTubes.
That's the Patreon show that no one asked for.
MixLife, the show literally nobody wants to see, full of dicks.
But we have 1,490 something subscribers. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe, hit the bell, beat the algorithm. It's trying to tell you what to watch. It probably says watch DIY or die. Don't let YouTube tell you what to watch. Watch MixLife. Show them. Awkward silence.
Yeah, no, I was trying to read the chat. The main thing I've learned out of all the shows when buying my first 20 flavors was to make sure I had at least one missing flavor for making God's milk. So you learned well.
I think God's milk was just like that recipe randomizer.
Yeah,
he got lucky.
No, I've talked to Skittles about it before. Like, God milk is a very, very good DIY recipe just because you're going to use all of the flavors. They're all TFA. It's all very affordable, and it makes a very vapable standard profile.
Yeah, he should have sold it, put it on a shelf. It's a great recipe just because it uses all the good things TPA offers, without shit flavors.
Yeah, they're talking about FE lemon at Chef's. I think it's sold as express flavors or something like that.
Yeah, Chef's Express, Chef's Choice.
I've got a bottle of it somewhere I can try to dig up. Yeah, mine is just called Express without the E. It's just Express lemon concentrate. It's FE lemon.
Let's see. Yeah, I've been just mostly the private developing, we have Dave made a cool post that I'm gonna turn into an article. I'm gonna BuzzFeed that shit on his
I saw that
worst flavor.
With his gift for describing things he hates.
Yeah, he's good at that.
It's almost like he complains a lot. It's great.
Okay. Dave is the real life version of the John Lovitz critic.
Yeah. Although I think John Lovitz in that actually has more hair than he does. So
it stinks. See, go watch it. Watch the clips. Revisit. I'm gonna make a clip where they're next to each other.
Yeah, most of my DIY recipe development at this point is mostly just from hanging out on Saturday morning on Fresh's show because he actually wants me to like do some mixing. Yeah, which is deeply unpleasant for everybody involved. But it's turned out pretty good. It's good to kind of put the fire to yourself. There's that thing that after you've been like trying to go over this stuff so long, like your brain just kind of shuts off when it comes down to like, what profile do I want to make, just because I spend a lot of time testing single flavors and stuff. But it's good applied knowledge, if nothing else.
Yeah, like I rarely get excited about a profile lately. So for me, like if you're wondering what it's like when you're doing all the business stuff, it's like goods expected, right? So if I make something and it's not good, that's not even like, that just goes in the trash, right? It just X'd up. And then in order to get like excited about something, it has to be like real shiny, like really. And it's weird to describe it, right? But like the lope recipe that I put out, it's a cantaloupe butter rum, that has it. The Lake Placid remix thing we did has it. So it's like you're mixing, you're making them, and then all of a sudden it's just like magic. It's got a magical flavor. It tastes good. You'll vape through the bottle really quick, and then you want to mix it again. And like if it hits all those, you got something pretty special. But that's kind of how it goes when you've already made a bunch of good stuff. Speaking of good stuff, we rest in peace a bunch of one shots that I was surprised they were still hanging around. But if you are a fan of like Moya, Current Affairs, even I had a Mike's Hawaiian Punch, all that stuff's gone. We went from, I think, 47 products to 35. And those are all, that's last summer. Oh, you can get eggnog custard for like $3 right now. That's on sale. I would suggest you do that. Really good. And then let me see what else. You can get cherry moya for $2.50 pounds. So there's a couple on sale that are never coming back. So if you guys haven't got them, I'd say go grab them. Rum cakes, moya, eggnog custard. There's a couple bottles of those. When those are gone, they aren't coming back. But they're great. They sold. Chefs won't tell you. They'll just refill it and refill it and refill it, and you'll be like, damn. Like numbers wise, we in a good month we're like 1,000 bottles. Okay month, 500. So that's good. You know, that's I'm excited because we're turning people into believers, right? We're converting customers into people that are like, oh, okay, e-juice makers equals like a flavor I'll really enjoy. And that's really the project here. And that was the project this year, was to become more influential in England and take the team that's well known here and introduce them to the global market, because Chefs is kind of a hub for the global, right? So if you sell a one shot at Wizard Labs, you're going to be seen by customers that order from Wizard Labs, right? If you have a one shot at Chefs, you become part of the options available to Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Pakistan, and India, and Asia. Like that whole area, all those different countries and stuff are sourcing different flavorings from Chefs. And after we started doing Chefs products, Copal and myself, my name started popping up in search on like weird ass sites. There'd be like 10,000 rupees for this one shot or this e-juice or things like that. So you really, when you get on Chefs, you start to get on the radar of the globe, right? And so that's what the move this year was take the team that we built last year and the beginning of this year, and now showcase the team and introduce them to the globe and let people know that if it's one of these names underneath this brand, you're going to get a good recipe. So that's been our success this year, and I'm happy with it. We're doing good.
Dave's over here in the chat asking if you're going to release the recipes for the discontinued one shots, because he likes to pretend like he's a man of the people.
If they're dead, yeah. So I'll bring some back. Depending, eggnog doesn't get released because I rework it, and then when we do Christmas, I put out like another version, the way like Philip Rock does that creme de la creme, batch 4, batch 5. So I'll improve that eggnog recipe every year, and that's kind of like my signature recipe that I like to put out. Besides that, though, yeah, I think Bootleggers ROI4, and I did a Devon Pudding that's really good and stuff like that. We'll probably put those out maybe for a Christmas present.
Dave's out here with the great unwashed masses demanding recipes.
He's not wrong. You know.
Well, he's also not washed, so he fits the unwashed masses thing.
And I get it, because you know, people will all day vape my stuff, and when you kill it, like, that sucks. That's like you know. So I'm all about helping out people that are still wanting to vape things. Grape Goddess is still around, so anything from the Chef's 28, right? That's going to be around. Stuff that we're getting rid of are summer release a year ago summer, and then Christmas a year ago. So that's what we're clearing out. That eggnog, I'll put that eggnog up against anyone in the whole industry that says they're good at eggnog. That's a better recipe. I will put it up against anybody. I guarantee you that's the best eggnog you're going to find. Promise you. I've looked at every single eggnog recipe in the industry. It's the shit. If you like eggnog, if you're like an addict and you chug the entire bottle of eggnog at Christmas, that is your favorite recipe right there. You let it steep like 3 weeks. Yeah. That's good stuff. Let's see. What's your favorite flavor of the week right now, Concrete? What do you like? This is my jam.
Dude, I've been oh shit, that lid came off, but that's okay. I've been just
That's okay.
It's fine.
It's just nicotine.
It's fine.
Nicotine in my socks. It's pouring in my socks.
None spilled. I have been squonking my way through 120 milliliters of Vape Train's Blood Orange Champagne at 8% with 3% Flavor West Natural Spearmint, and it is making my life immeasurably better right now. So I absolutely love Vape Train's Blood Orange Champagne flavor.
Retest that guava grapefruit one now that it's steeped a day or two.
Yeah.
It's banging. I already vaped. I vaped almost the whole thing. It's good.
Fucking guava and grapefruit. You're pandering to me, and I don't buy juice, man.
I know. if I had, this is like the thesis. Like if you were my professor, and you were like, now, apprentice, go and make the greatest recipe. Like I know that if I was making it for you to win the judging, it would have Yakima hops in it and a little cactus. And that's how you finish that.
Yeah, right.
You're good to go.
I'm super predictable with the kind of juices I actually really honestly love. That's the problem with like me doing a lot of new recipes and stuff is I always manage to remake either Manson's guava lime candy, which that recipe pisses me off because every time I start messing around with guava, I always end up back at basically a hack version of Manson's guava lime candy. And then I have to like keep myself from adding more Yakima hops to everything. Like I'm just completely predictable.
Devon Pudding's not at Chef's because it was part of our Christmas line. So we have our normal line that runs through the year. And then on top of that, we do featured releases at summertime and Christmas, right? We've done 2 years in a row for Christmas. We've done 2 years in a row for summer. So you get really cool limited edition summer focused recipes, Christmas focused recipes, gingerbreads, white chocolate peppermint, stuff like that. Go get those. Like if you haven't got the Christmas one shots, go get them just because they're great. Like if you have it's just great. Go get them. Go buy them. They're on sale. You can't beat it. And I could sell it for 10 pounds a piece. They'd be buyable. They're only like $2.50 a piece. So go forth. Get yourself some early Christmas presents for $10. Get them steeping now. By the time Christmas comes, good.
Just start working on all your seasonal recipes so you can enjoy them for approximately a week before you realize that pumpkin spice sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. I'm much more into Christmas holiday spice. I think it's a much better play. You know, the pumpkin spice is played out. Holiday spice is like awesome. So
what's the difference between a holiday spice and a pumpkin spice?
It's like the level of cinnamon and the level of nutmeg, I think. So one's like, I think someone's going to correct me that knows way more.
Bought Devon Pudding 1 month ago, but I don't remember the profile description of it. Could you tell me it's already steeping?
Yeah. Okay. So Devon Pudding is there's a best-selling flavor at Chef's called Devon Cream, right? And it's almost like a toffee caramel, smoky Bavarian cream. So if you took like Flavor Apprentice Bavarian cream, it had layers of toffee and smokiness and caramel, you get to what's Devon cream. That Devon pudding is, I've taken the Devon cream and then I've built out all those layers. So the cream's built out with extra layers. So all the things that are known as the Devon pudding, I've enhanced, right? And then the pudding side of it is just like a straight vanilla pudding, but then it's layered with this better version of Devon cream. So it's 100% targeted at chef's customers. It's like they're all addicted to Devon cream, and then so Devon pudding is that. But it's not just Devon cream and pudding. That's not what it is. It's real. It looks simple, very complex. So that's what that is.
I was ranting more about fall flavors. I just like pumpkin always seems like a good idea to me. And then I start messing around with it. I'm like, okay, I'm already tired of this in like the testing process. Like you get to V2 and you're just like, okay, I'm good with pumpkin for the year.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't even mess with it. Like I don't even acknowledge it. Like Starbucks, I look at what other drinks they got going on for like inspiration and stuff, because pumpkin spice and the stupid sweater party at Christmas are done. They're just done. I guess stop having that stuff.
Burgundy in the chat asked if there was a code for chefs. I know they have a running code that's deals and comps, all one word, but I believe most of the one shots aren't included in that.
All right, so you guys get, Aegis Makers isn't discounted except for the sale. They don't ever discount our stuff. They don't give it away. The only time they give Aegis Maker stuff away is if we take a hit. So like Copel and I was usually the ones that were like before we added the team, and it would come down to like we want to give out 100 samples the month before our release. And we go to Carl and Lewis and we're like, hey, this is the idea. We're okay taking the hit on our half. So then they have to agree to take a hit on their half, and then we do it. So giveaways, samples, discounts, anytime you see that stuff, that's because we've intentionally done it, but we don't get discounted all the time. In fact, prices went up. Like our one shots are going up. You know, we did the 28, they went up, and then they're going to keep going up. You know, as the market fills up with people and people are putting out shitty one shots, people are going to want quality. You'll pay a pound or two more for that. Plus, if we increase a couple bucks over the years, it lets us use stuff that most people wanted. You know, the flavors that would be priced out, we could put in. So,
have you tried TPA and Flavor West watermelon candy?
Flavor West, I don't.
Yeah, I've tried TPA too, and TPA's watermelon candy is okay, but I do like the. Sorry, that was weird. I do like Lorraine's
concrete. Yeah. Concrete dies. MixLife Saturday.
I'm just dying here. I like Lorraine's watermelon for what TPA watermelon candy is trying to do. How's the Flavor West version?
Flavor West version is good. I got it from the guy that does, I think, Kasaga Cannoli. He's got the vape shop. He did a mock watermelon recipe one time in DIY or Die, and he used that. And I was like, well, if this guy who's making vape shop stuff used it, there's probably a reason. So I picked it up, and then I like it. It's a good candy watermelon, but it's not as good as Silverline candied watermelon.
So you've been messing around with that one a lot more.
I'd layer them. So if I was going to do anything watermelon candy, I'd start with the new Capello, and then I'd build it out with the Flavor West. Watermelon's fuckery though, because if you use the wrong sweetener, you mute the watermelon. So if you've ever made watermelon, that's great the first day, and then within a week, there's no more watermelon. It's because you're maltoling your flavor away. And it's very easy to do with watermelon. So when you work watermelon, you got to work like least as little as possible.
And then the more aggressive the watermelon, the more aggressively candied it is, the better it stands up to sweetener, but you lose almost all the nuance when you start adding anything with maltol or pretty much anything to it. It's kind of a son of a bitch.
All right, so you're going to hear it here first. Here's the difference between pumpkin spice and holiday spice. Pumpkin spice is cinnamon heavy. Okay, it's your number one flavor at a 5 to 6%. Then eugenol, which is clove and kind of like a pine tree type of feel.
Yeah, eugenol though, like that's the thing with all these spice mixes. If they have clove in them, they're probably too clove heavy.
Yeah, so pumpkin spice, you're starting with cinnamon, then clove, and then it just gets into like ethyl maltol and some lactate, and then they finish it with nutmeg, right? That's pumpkin spice. Holiday spice, it's vanilla. Number one, it's triacetin. So if you're looking for like a whipped cream effect, but you don't want to use that, it's all triacetin. It's 89 to 95% triacetin. Then it's vanillin at 1 to 2%. And then it's a strange one. It's a strange additive to use because you're getting the triacetin and the vanillin, right? And then you're finishing with a terpene.
It's TFA, man. There are no rules. It's amazing.
Yeah, it says terpene at a 0.2%. It's called 2,6-octadenyl 3,7-dimethyl. It says lemon peel, citrusy, juicy, green lime, woody, and herbal. So it says terpene. All right. And then lemon oil and nutmeg oil. And then it's decanoate ethyl, which says waxy, fruity, sweet apple notes, a little sweet, creamy vanilla notes. So it has like fruitiness in it. So great additive for creams to give them a little depth. Or if you're doing like a cream / bakery and you want some different help, fun stuff. Yeah, I bleed triacetin.
It helps. Yeah, it's all fucking TFA whipped cream from the bottom down.
People started doing it. Nobody did it. I started doing it. All of a sudden, it's in all these freaking recipes everywhere. It's not an accident. It works. It brings it together. It fills the center. Is the best way to describe it. Like you get the cream and you get the cinnamon notes. It fills that centerpiece. So, I always say, fill the centerpiece, folks.
You heard it here first. This is the fall and winter of TFA holiday spice.
I broke out the GoVad. I haven't used that in a while. I was like, man, I want a tank. I'll tell you what made me think about it is when I was using these tanks, the GoVad, and then they have another one, I don't remember, but they're like kind of sister Vandy Vape tanks. The cotton that I had would always leak. So I got the new Cotton Bacon Prime, which is more like, feels like fiberglass. It feels sketchy. but it made me think that I could fill up the air holes or the liquid holes the right way without it leaking. And so far it's worked. So if you have tanks that you had wicking, leaking issues before, the prime cotton might fix that. So for me, it's got this tank working again that I had written off because this thing would just pour juice out of the airflow.
Yeah. I've messed around with some of the cotton bacon prime, and I've been using a good deal of it. It does, for me, the flavor is like super peaky and artificial just right off the bat. Like you get a lot of flavor. I just don't necessarily like the flavor until it breaks in.
Yep.
But it does seem to wick quite a bit quicker than other cotton. And so I've been using it like for squonking and stuff like that where I want like a quick wick.
And I'm like 100% convinced that's what's in the jewel pods, because that first clean hit off a jewel is just like a fresh wick on this. Like you said, it has that artificial, it's almost like it's not muted, but it's almost delayed. So like you engage the hit and you go to draw, and it's not a wet draw, but it's almost, it delays it first. And it's a weird experience. And the only place I saw it was on the jewel, on the smoke little mouth to lung tanks. And then when I bought the cotton bacon and put it in a dripper, I was like, this hits like a jewel, right? So that's what I think. I think that's what they're using. So if you're trying to test jewel related juices,
or if you're like trying to like rewick pods or something, like it does wick noticeably quicker. I think it's supposed to still be just cotton. I don't know if they add any rayon or whatever into it, but it seems to be a little bit more resistant to burning, whether that's because it wicks quicker, there's an actual different composition. So it's kind of useful to have around. I don't dig the flavor or whatever, but it's useful to have around.
Yeah, it's good for testing, especially if you're doing mouth to lung. I would test on that if you're doing a mouth to lung recipe and you don't have a jewel for whatever reason, or you want to see how it's gonna hit. That'll work.
Yeah, and then in the chat, try some rayon for your wicking. Yeah, rayon's good. It doesn't burn as quick, but like once you get used to for me at least, once I got used to like the flavor on just straight cotton, it was really hard to switch back. And I kind of like that cotton bacon prime for like the places I'd use rayon, just because the flavor is a little bit better for me than rayon, and it has some of the same benefits.
Yeah, the world's changing. Vape industry's changing. We're still here. Consistently consistent. MixLife 70 hours of education. I'm going to turn it into an e-school and get rich like Donald Trump. Up like Donald Trump.
Dude, that like what happened to the Donald Trump references in rap, man? Like 2 years and just nobody in rap likes Donald Trump anymore. It's great.
So if you want a fun song, it's Ray Sherman. You go Ray Sherman, it's Up Like Donald Trump. And it's before he ran for president. And he's like using his name in a positive way, like up like I'm going to be rich like Donald Trump. But then afterwards they were interviewing him and he's like, we didn't know what would happen.
Yeah, and then you have like Ty Dolla $ign coming out with like FDT and stuff. That's probably more where the hip hop consensus is at this point.
Correct. Mac Miller died. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. He was a good artist. If you didn't know who he was a good underground hip hop artist. I probably wasn't the biggest fan of his personality, but I respected his hustle and his music. So there's that. But
they did a lot of work with like Earl Sweatshirt and Vince Staples too.
Yeah, he's your, if you're 26 years old, he's your Tupac. You know, you're Tyler the Creator and Mac Miller are the Tupacs to that era for these kids. Like Soulja Boy to some people is like, that's their music. So I get it. And MixLife 70, we do what we do. Look for some good products. If you got some spare change, support us with the one shots. You end up with a good product, and they keep us in stock. So we appreciate it. Come to Vegas if you're in the area. It's going to be fun. Concrete's going to be signing babies' heads.
Just big, ugly babies, bring me the biggest, ugliest babies you have. Actually, don't do that. We'll be in a vape show, so maybe don't bring your babies to the vape show.
Well, okay. Fun fact: they've paired it with a marijuana show.
Oh, well, that's fun.
So the France Expo has launched a whole new show called like CB2 or some CBDIO thing, right? So there's going to be a whole marijuana industry show going on next door that we're going to have VIP pass to as well. So totally maybe some business opportunities, whatever, but going to be interesting. Vegas, join us November 9th through the 11th-ish. And that's all I got.
Sounds good. So we're going to shut it down then. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will catch you later.
Not awkward at all.